Medical racism is real, and I just watched it play out right in front of me.
I just watched something that absolutely disgusted me.
The thing that's going to be really uncomfortable is that that nurse did that on purpose. That nurse was behaving that way to that Black woman on purpose.
Guys, welcome back again to another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to watch my videos. If this is your first time here, my name is Julie. You are welcome to Julie Harrison React. Don't make it your last by subscribing. I came across this video and it's trending right now on TikTok. This is definitely one of the most disturbing, disgusting video you're gonna watch today. So this palm-colored nurse did the most. She decided to ignore a Black mom in labor. This Black mom came to her hospital and she was in so much pain. She was in so much excruciating pain. But what this white nurse did to her will definitely shock you. I'm going to let you guys watch the videos that is trending right now. She has been massively called out. As a matter of fact, she's about to lose her license. Please do watch these videos and let me know what you think in the comments.
I don't see this getting enough attention, so we're going to go ahead and just get straight to the point. This is Nurse LaCrista Vaughn. LaCrista works at Dallas Regional Medical Center in Mesquite, Texas, and the other day she had a woman in the triage room and she had no type of sense of urgency whatsoever. Mind you, this patient was clearly in pain, and you can even hear in her tone of voice that she just did not care whatsoever. I'm going to insert a snippet of the video that I saw so you guys can take a look.
Fuck! When's your due date? Right now. Is your due date 11? What? How many times have you been pregnant?
Now, as y'all saw from the clip, she showed no type of empathy and no type of sense of urgency whatsoever. In fact, the way she was even asking the questions, she sounded more annoyed than anything. When is your due date? How many times have you been pregnant? Like, she sounded like this was something that just annoyed the crap out of her. And when you go through her social media posts, which is all public, by the way, she constantly makes jokes like this right here. And then to top it all off, the hospital itself has horrible reviews. So you would think that with those horrible reviews, they would be on the employees to try and turn their brand around. But instead, you have comments being left like these right here. And the craziest part about this is that before anyone assumes that, okay, these are just spam comments after this event took place, it's not. A lot of these comments are from 5 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 11 months ago. And what's really bad is the fact that she's even been mentioned in a lot of those reviews, and somehow she's still employed there. LaCrista, if you see this, I just think that it is disgusting how you can post stuff like this and yet you don't own up to it. You're not a good person.
Medical racism is real, and I just watched it play out right in front of me. A Black mother came in literally about to give birth, like she could barely breathe through the contractions. And instead of rushing her to a delivery room, these nurses sat her in the waiting area like she was here for a routine checkup. I'm not kidding, this woman was doubled over, screaming, begging for help. And the nurses acted like they couldn't hear her, just walking around, shuffling paperwork, talking to each other like nothing was happening, completely oblivious, or pretending to be. And she sat there for over 30 minutes, suffering, shaking, crying out, while everyone ignored her pain. And the wildest part? Her baby boy was born 12 minutes after they finally decided, oh, maybe we should take her back now. 12 minutes. The whole delivery was chaotic and awful because they waited until the last possible second. It did not have to be like that. Watching those nurses move so slow, so careless, while a Black woman literally fought through labor in the waiting room, it made my blood boil. If she wasn't Black, they would have rushed her back immediately, no hesitation.
Shame on you. Shame on you to the nurse that sat at her computer and felt that typing in patient information was more important than giving the pregnant lady, who was literally minutes away from having her baby, the necessary medical attention that she needed, desperately needed. If you have seen that video and it doesn't make your blood boil, you too are part of the problem. We as healthcare providers took an oath to do no harm. In my eyes, that is doing harm to that patient who was seated in a wheelchair, growling for help. The nurse sat at the computer in her stoic, mechanical voice, punching away at the keyboard. asking how many children she's had. Shame on you. If you come across this kind of behavior, call it out. What if that's your sister or your daughter or your family member? Shame on you.
I'm watching this clip of a Black mother, and I will show you this, in active labor at Dallas Regional Medical Hospital in Mesquite, Texas, and my stomach is in knots. She is screaming, she can't sit, she's doubled over in pain. Anyone with eyes can see she is in active labor, and instead of being taken straight to labor and delivery, she is stuck in that waiting room for over 30 minutes while someone registers her like she's checking in for a dental appointment. So here's the clip.
When you found out you was delivering at this hospital, your ass should have changed doctors. Everybody say how they treat people here.
And the healthcare professional sitting right there doesn't acknowledge her pain at all. No urgency, no assistance, no call to labor and delivery, nothing. 12 minutes later, she delivered her baby. 12 minutes. So that tells you everything and exactly how close she was when she was left out there in agony. People love to pretend medical racism is some historical artifact, but this is exactly what it looks like today. This is how Black mothers die. Our pain is dismissed, our symptoms are minimized, care is delayed until it's almost too late, and then everyone acts shocked at the maternal mortality statistics. There is absolutely no universe where this is acceptable patient care. Active labor at that stage is an emergency. She should have been immediately transferred to labor and delivery, full stop. And if this is how she was treated before delivery, imagine how she may have been treated postpartum. And that is truly what scares me. I hope that this young lady and her baby are safe, but this cannot keep happening. Black mothers deserve better, and the system knows it. It is long past time to root this out entirely.
The thing that's going to be really uncomfortable is that that nurse did that on purpose. That nurse was behaving that way to that Black woman on purpose. That woman enjoyed the opportunity to display her racism, to display power and control over. That woman, that triage nurse from Dallas Regional Medical Center in the emergency department room, did that to that woman on purpose because she is racist. It was a conscious choice to deny care, compassion, humility, grace, kindness. That was intentional. When you watch the video and you hear her tone, you'll be like, that was 100% intentional. We are dangerous to Black women and Black families because we carry with us so much internalized allegiance to our whiteness and patriarchy that we will exact harm, actual physical harm on somebody because it makes us feel like we are closer to a food chain and a system of power that was never made for us. We will punch down. We will kick down. We don't challenge the authority at the top. We're not challenging patriarchy. We are exacting revenge and power over someone that we think, oh, finally somebody that has less than us. And you wonder why Black women say we are the men of women and they pick a bear over us, or being trapped in a boardroom with a white man. That nurse's disdain and coldness mirrored the pastor that we saw a week ago, right? The one who said, no, I don't even have a parking spot for you. And then went on to church to talk about the grace of God's love. We have a real problem amongst us white women. And it is not going to get better unless we as white women start unpacking our internalized biases and also holding other white women accountable for their behavior and the environments that they create. I hope that that woman who was subjected to that kind of treatment both sues the hospital and wins, but also has some support and therapy to help her recover from an awful experience while she was in labor, which should have been a beautiful, supportive, and positive experience.
I just watched something that absolutely disgusted me. As a former ER nurse and a current labor and delivery nurse, I usually try to seek the best intent of a nurse. Not today. Not today. Because barring you having a medical emergency yourself, where your legs, your arms, and your voice no longer work, there is zero excuse for the blatant neglect that I just watched. And as a reminder, Black women are 3 times as likely to die in and around childbirth than their white counterparts. Part of that is because they are not believed about their pain. How you can sit there on the computer and act like you don't notice that this woman is actively birthing beside you is crazy town to me. Unacceptable, inexcusable. And if you've got coworkers who you watch do something like that, you are just as culpable.
Video going viral of a Black woman in active labor, and she's writhing and she's hollering and she's trying to, even advocate for herself in the midst of active labor. And there's a nurse sitting at a desk, unmoved, unbothered, just absolutely ignoring this lady until she has questions for her about this paperwork that she's filling out on this computer. And even the person recording the video is asking, like, is this how you treat all your patients, or is this how you treat the Black ones? It's really disheartening and frightening and scary, and it speaks to why we have the Black maternal health crisis. That baby was said to have been given birth 12 minutes later. That's how she was in active labor. And it really brings it home for me personally, being a Black mother, yes. Being a Black member of the community, yes. But also as a person who was just in the hospital. As a person who, when I arrived to the hospital, was writhing in pain. And that my aunt and that my husband had to advocate for me to even get some treatment when we arrived to the ER, because folks were more concerned about filling out information for me, which is important, and I'm not saying it's not, but when you see someone who is actively writhing and is in intense pain, and there's something serious that is happening to them, that is going on, and your biggest concern is, what suffix they use at the end of their name, or that type of stuff, then we really need to reconsider how we view the medical industry. When we can't tap in on a human level and say, hey, you're in a lot of pain, at the very least, I got to make you comfortable first. We can fill out all this other stuff later. At the very least, I know there's probably legal reasons. I get it. I understand. I can't wrap my mind around why this nurse is more concerned with asking this lady silly questions. And I can't wrap my mind around why it took so long to help me when I was writhing in pain too. And I can't wrap my mind around why folks can't just see us as human beings. Like, just are inept to see us as human beings. The people who are put there to help us. Like, if you're a doctor, a nurse, medical professional, your job, your oath is supposed to be to help people. Where's the help? And why don't you see us as people? That's all I'm going to say about this. Okay, thanks, bye.
Y'all have seen that clip of the Black mother in labor, right? The one where the nurse just stood there? That lack of urgency? Man, I gotta say, that nurse needs to be reported and fired immediately. The video is straight up enraging. This woman is clearly in active labor, and she's telling the staff, this is my third baby. I can feel the head. She knows what's up. She says she could feel the baby in her ass. And the nurse's reaction? Zero urgency. Zero empathy. She's just standing there, cold, like she's watching a movie. No quick action, no rush to get her prepped. It's a terrifying moment that every mother watching instantly felt in their gut. The core fight here is about disregard. Half the people are saying that nurse is just overworked, maybe desensitized, a bad apple, and a stressful job. But let's be real. The other half sees the real issue. It's the medical bias. This ain't about being tired. It's about not believing a Black woman's pain. It's why we have the highest mortality rates. The system fails Black mothers because y'all don't give them empathy or love, even when the technology exists. And this is why I always roll my eyes when people push hospital-only births, talking about how birth centers are too risky. Hospitals are always dangerous for Black women. They're where the risks actually are, because you have people like that nurse who simply do not listen to a patient who knows her own body. I've even seen the flip side, y'all. When I birthed at a birth center, they sent my info to the hospital way before my due date, just in case of a transfer. They did that so I wouldn't have to be answering pain questions times while I was in pain. They show consideration. That's just doing your damn job. That nurse in the video showed none of that. So here's the real question. Is the nurse's behavior a failure of individual empathy that needs a firing, or is it a sign of a much deeper systemic failure in healthcare that puts Black lives at risk every single day? Does she need more training, or does she just need to be completely out of that profession? What would you report her for first?
I was going to stitch the video, but honestly, I cannot watch it again, okay? I'm pretty sure by now you've seen the video circulating of the Black mother that was in the emergency room with the white charge nurse just being completely nonchalant, even though this lady is screaming Bloody Mary because her baby is crowning while she's sitting in a wheelchair right next to her, demanding that she fill out some damn paperwork. Here's my thing. Because I'm gonna be honest, I watched it a couple of times, and the feeling that I get, the flames that I feel, I was incensed, enraged at her level of disrespect. The level of disregard and nonchalance was egregious. Egregious. Because even outside of being a nurse and having a duty of care, we as being women, as being human beings, we are to be good stewards of each other, good Samaritans, right? If you see a pregnant woman that is in active labor and in distress, it is a humane thing to do to help, to render aid. But ma'am, you couldn't even be bothered to help her manage her breathing. You couldn't even be bothered to help her manage her heart rate. That lady was in there screaming bloody murder. That lady could have passed the hell out at any moment. You could have cared less. Couldn't have cared less. Let me correct myself. That type of neglect is so dangerous. It's almost as if she wanted that lady to pass out right there on the floor giving her baby. And she wouldn't have gave a fuck. That is hard to watch. It's hard to watch because even outside of this being a racial thing, no woman that is going through active labor should ever have to deal with that. White, black, or otherwise. The fact that you did that to that lady, I'm sorry, let me not say you. Y'all did that. Because if you go to the girl's mother's page, it started even before that moment. From the minute that they pulled up into the emergency room, they went to the wrong exit. They went to the entrance where it was only ambulance allowed, and they told that lady that she can't come in over here. She needs to go in through the front because this was for ambulances only. You didn't give a fuck from the rip. When y'all gonna see? What will it take for y'all to see? This is some bullshit. That lady should have never went through that. Not only do that lady need to lose her job, and whoever else was a part of that, she needs to understand that she's a piece of shit. She is not a good human being, and she going to hell.
Going back in the building, man. We got it.
I'm gonna wait right here with my boyfriend.
All right.
You can go ahead and turn your phone off too, please.
I can record. I'm in a public place.
That's fine. That's fine. All right.
Yeah, look at the treatment.
Now, this is the same lady, that red-haired lady. That is the same lady. Her name is LaCrystal Vaughn, from the video that's floating around now that has been going viral of that African-American lady that was at Dallas Regional Medical Center that was in active labor. This is that same nurse. This video is from 2023, and the person went to the hospital to get medical attention because they were having seizures. The girlfriend decided to pull out the phone because she did not like the way that her boyfriend was being treated. And lo and behold, as you can see in the video, that rare hair bitch, her name is LaCrystal Vaughn. If you look at the video, look at her face. Somebody took a screenshot of this video, and when I tell you the lady is truly evil, she is truly evil. Now, like I said, this video is from 2023. So Miss LaCrystal, she been doing this for a while. Dallas Regional Medical Center has been under scrutiny for quite some time now. So this is nothing new. This is actually sad and sickening, bro.
If you're a mom and if you've gone through such labor, you can tell that that woman was going through a lot, you know. And when I watched that videos, I teared up. I teared up because I can imagine the level of pain she is undergoing. And what this palm-colored nurse did was to keep asking her some private questions that she would randomly ask her probably after she has attended to her, you know. That level of pain, even imagine they said after that, it took her just 12 minutes to deliver her baby. That means she must have been probably 8 cm already gone. And you were asking her some of the private questions that I believe that you might have known. Because I believe that the time people register for antenatal visit, like checkups, once you are declared or she are confirmed pregnant, there are some tests that she must have undergone before she got to the level of delivery and labor. And they would probably have all her necessary informations. So she was deliberately decided to extend it, keep asking her some private questions. How many kids have you had? Is this your pregnancy? What happens to you? Attending to her first, getting her, probably giving her an epidural, or just finding a way to come through for her. Then all those private questions can come later. This is wickedness, and I can assure you guys for free that it was a deliberate act to punish this black mom. She intentionally decided to punish this black mom because it makes sense. And there are so many videos people were saying that this is not her first time, Janice, that this is what she does to people. They even saw when she was trying to attend to, I think, probably a disabled man or something in a wheelchair, and how she felt so reluctant to help. Even when the man was struggling with the family to put him in check. I don't know, people just go, I don't even know how to react, but why on earth would you take a what's it called? A job without you knowing, or if you really suit into that job? A caregiver, a nurse, is somebody that is meant to take care of people. Even if you have no matter how you feel, even if you are undergoing some personal things, you must sacrifice it because your life, your job, you are being paid to take care of people. And she's a woman. I don't believe that woman is a mom, because if she's a mom, she would probably know that that thing she did was highly, highly unacceptable. When people say things like medical racism is real, this is a typical example of such. Because I can tell you for free that if this happens to be a palm-colored mom in labor, she won't treat her the way she's treating this black woman. She wouldn't do that to her. The level of ignorance, the level of what's it called again? Like nonchalant attitude towards this black mom. You totally ignored her in so much excruciating pain without even wondering. You don't even care to save the baby, at least save the baby or something, save the mother. Like, just check what is going on with her. I just don't know how to react. But I believe that she must have been talked well. And absolutely, nothing will ever make her to return to what's it called? She will definitely lose her license at this point. My emotions are all over the place. I'm not even trying to, I'm actually devastated right now that I can't even put my words together to react on this video. So please share this video so that people will hear, people will see this. She needs to be sanctioned. So, because otherwise she's going to unalive a lot of people with this her attitude. What if this woman died in the process of you ignore her? Who ignores the woman in labor? You didn't even come through for her. You didn't even try to help her. Considering you don't know what her pain threshold is. She was screaming on top of her voice. It's like she was literally so loud. And her screams and everything not even push you as a woman to come through for your fellow woman because of her skin color. Then you shouldn't be a nurse. If you know racism is in you, you shouldn't be a nurse. If you know you would randomly ignore people and abandon people when they so much needs you. She is in a total mess right now. She is in a hideout right now. The internet found her. Internet found the hospital that she works, and they are reporting her. They are calling on the attentions of anybody that needs to be heard to make sure that she is being sanctioned and, of course, taken off her license, which I believe that she truly deserves that. I'm going to end here because I want you guys to tell me what you think in the comments, people's reactions, and how they genuinely feel about this barbaric, evil act by this palm-colored nurse on a black man. If this is your first time here, my name is Julie. You are welcome to Julie Harrison React. Don't make it your last by subscribing, and I'm going to see you all in my next video. Please share this video so that it gets to wider audience. People need to hear this, people need to watch this, and how these people are always treating the black race. I'm going to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.